So, hello friends. Today we will learn about GitOps. Okay, what is GitOps and why we need it? So first I explain you what is GitOps and then I explain you why do we need it. So GitOps is basically a framework that applies DevOps practices like version control, CI/CD, code review to infrastructure automation using infrastructure as code. It enables automated, reliable, and auditable infrastructure deployment using Git as single source of truth. Okay, what is single source of truth? Okay, so before I explain you single source of truth, I want to show a basic demo of how GitOps actually work. Okay, so suppose I am a developer. Okay, I wrote some code. Okay, my code push code to the git branch, and then a CI/CD pipeline is automatically triggered. If everything is green, then my code is deployed to some environment. Okay, that's how things work in DevOps environment. Okay, but suppose there are multiple developers in a team, and some developers are juniors, some are mid-level, and some are senior. Suppose some inexperienced software developer made some change to code as well as some configuration file, and that code is pushed to GitHub, and later it is deployed, and he and some issue happen because of that change. So, how can we track that issue? How can we version control, get configurations, configuration for different kind of configurations? Suppose, for example, cloud configuration, Kubernetes configuration. Okay, in Kubernetes we have different files like config map, secret, okay, deployment, service. Okay, so that state, that configuration management is challenging for us. Okay, so GitOps help us in solving this problem. Okay, now I explain you about single source of. Okay, so single source of truth. What is this? It refers to a Git repository where all desired configuration for infrastructure and application are stored declaratively, typically in YAML or JSON form. For example, I have got application which is deployed on Kubernetes. To deploy my application in Kubernetes, I need different kind of files. For example, deployment file, service file, config map, and secret. So all these files are stored in Git repository and version controlled. Okay. So now I explain you the next concept is foundational components of GitOps. Okay, GitOps. So infrastructure as code. GitOps mandate all infra must be defined in code, typically JSON or YAML form. Desired state of infrastructure is declared and stored in Git repository. Then we have merge request. So developer make a request, developer push the code, and then created a merge request. Team, senior member of team will review the code, and if they find everything is fine, then they will approve the request and merge with the main branch. Merge MRO, the merge request serve as audit logs and change logs, ensuring traceability. Okay, CI/CD pipeline on merging code. CI/CD pipeline are triggered to apply changes. Any manual drift is automatically overwritten to match desired state in Git. Okay, tools like GitLab, CI/CD are commonly used to solve this problem. Okay, so what are the benefits of GitOps? GitOps improve collaboration. It provide better access control. It reduces error. It speed up the process, fast time to deploy application. Okay, it enhance compliance and auditability. Okay, so With the application of GitOps, team can be more productive, more efficient, and provide better service to the market. So obviously, it will help uh, to improve business. So yeah, this is the main advantage of having GitOps tool. There are some GitOps tool which are commonly used. For example, Git, okay, Terraform, Ansible, Kubernetes, CI/CD tool, KubeDev, TerraDev, and also Argo CD. Okay, so there are some best practices for GitOps, like all infrastructure define all infrastructure as code. Okay, avoid manual setup. Even small default services should be codified to prevent technical debt. Okay, document non-automated process. This is very important thing. Okay, otherwise it could lead to a technical debt. And enforce code review. Code reviews are very important because if one made any small mistake, then that could be find out through other people code review. Okay, and multiple environments is also one of the common practice in software DevOps, or nowadays especially. For example, we have development environment, test environment, and production environment. Some teams also use four different environment: development, test, acceptance, and production environment. And CI/CD is the only access point. Okay, it reduces direct infrastructure access. And repository strategy. Okay, so many companies are migrating toward mono repository strategy. So it improves collaboration, and it also serves security needs of application. Okay, keep changes, yeah, as a small changes we have, as little issues we will get. Okay, so this is one example of Terraform. Okay, so what is Terraform? I'll explain you a bit about Terraform. So Terraform is a configuration automation tool. Okay, so for what see for example, AWS, we have got cloud formation tool. Okay, there's something like cloud formation. So with the help of cloud formation, we can do all configuration management and stuff with AWS. Okay, but suppose a company want to migrate from cloud AWS to Azure. In that case, team need to learn cloud formation as well as similar tool in Azure. Okay, so it will waste time. But if team learn Terraform, okay, if we have got people who are really good with Terraform, using Terraform, they can do multi-cloud configuration management. So this is the advantage of using Terraform. Okay, so this is one example of Terraform. So suppose a developer push some code, and that code. Okay, so suppose developer push some code, and CI pipeline is triggered, and during the CI process, that script, Terraform script or other configuration script will be validated. So here I am showing you example of only Terraform. So Terraform script will be validated. If it is valid script, then changes will be applied. Otherwise, changes will not be applied. Okay. So this is one of the example of GitOps. Okay, now we will talk about future of GitOps. GitOps are more reliable and repeatable, and they're easier to secure and audit. Okay, and it is far better. It's better than DevOps culture and tool. Okay, because it offer source control uh, to the configuration part, to the infrastructure part of the application. Okay, so it avoid lot of mishaps. Okay, so this is one of the advantage of GitOps. Okay, so I just gave you some brief introduction of GitOps. We will certainly discuss a lot about Terraform and other DevOps stuff. Okay, so yeah, thank you very much for watching this video, and in case you like this video, then please share it and subscribe it. Okay, yeah, I wish you a very nice